Say hi, YouTube. Oh, thank you.
I am the same color as this robe.
I'm also afraid that, oh, sorry, that my battery's gonna die.
Okay, well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Is that better?
There.
There.
What?
Perfect. Right?
Don't move it. How do you drink your coffee? Why is it the whole thing?
It's my lips.
Down here? We just got a sip of my coffee.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm makeupxcait and this is my little sister Alexa, and she got back in my makeup chair because I wanted to do another bridal look on her. The last video got so many hits and views that I wanted to bring her back since y'all like her beautiful face. I do too. I wanted to focus on a really fresh skin. I did a lot of steps, a lot of layers, so it will last long, but it doesn't look caked on. And on the eyes I did a little bit softer, no heavy liner, very blown out, and a very pink girly lip. Her brows, can we just, this is the best brows ever. We kept her very chiseled, very soft face, but very chiseled and glowy.
Just how we like it. And it's my wedding day.
And it's her wedding day, so we do what we want.
Yeah.
If you want to see exactly how I created this look, steps I took, products I used, keep watching. I will...
I don't know what you're trying to say.
I don't know what I was going to say either.
Watch this video.
Now we're going to go in with my EMBRYOLISSE. I don't know how you say this. Do you know how to say it?
EMBRYOLISSE.
It's amazing moisturizer for pre-makeup application. So I'm going to go in and rub it in with my hands, just because I feel like that gets the product into the skin the best. While we're on the moisturizer, I'm going to go in with my beautiful OLAY Quench Body Lotion Shimmer, and we're going to moisturize.
Lotion me up, baby. Whoa. I'm not naked, I promise.
Alright, so to lock all that goodness in, we're going to go in with my rose water spray. This honestly just feels amazing, so that's most of the reason I use it. But it also just prepares the skin and makes it nice and fresh. So let that dry on her skin, really let it absorb. So I'm going to use a couple primers today. So the first primer I'm going to use is a smoothing primer, and this is by Makeup Forever. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go usually in the center of the face is where you have like the most texture. I'm just going to kind of push it instead of rubbing. I just feel like you can push it into those areas. Now the second one is a mattifying primer. This is by Makeup Forever. And I'm going to place this everywhere her makeup tends to slide, so where she gets a little oily. If you're a really oily skin, I would honestly place this all over. It helps. For me personally, I would only need it in the center of my face. This is where I tend to get oily. Her makeup tends to slide a lot here. I'm going to place some here, a little bit in the center of the face. And now for the last primer, I'm going to go in with the MERCIER Radiance Primer, and that's just going to make her skin really glow and have that glow from within effect that's going to shine through her foundation. See how pretty that is? Ooh. So this strobe cream, I'm going to go in and place that on the high points of her cheeks. So she already has a beautiful full brow.
Thank you.
So all we're gonna do is do just tiny little strokes where we need it. So to keep those brows looking nice and fluffy and natural, I'm going to go in with a soap and rub my spoolie in it and brush through just to keep them very fluffy. I'm going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape just to underline the brow and then pull that also down over the eye to use that as a primer. And making sure I bring that concealer in here, because a lot of the times you tend to get dark and you forget to put product in there. You don't want to skip that step. That's something I've done in the past, that I would skip that step, and then after the fact, after your whole foundation's on, all your eyes are on, then you have this darkness in here and you can't really correct it because you have all your product and you don't want to mess up the shadow. So you want to definitely do that before. I'm just going to go over with a beauty blender just to pick up anything we don't need. Just using the RCMA No Color Setting Powder just to set that. So the transition shade I'm using is Fawn. It's a contour shade by Anastasia, so I'm basically contouring her eyes. So we're just putting that right in the crease of her eye. So the contour of the nose goes up and around, so I don't mind bringing that contour shade in here. She has a little bit of a hooded eye, so I'm always going to be having her look forwards to place the shadows, because you want it to look good looking down, but you also want it to look good looking forward. We're going to place those shadows at the right spot to really open up those eyes and create our own crease. I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette and pick up this white shade right here and put that on the brow bones. Naked 3 palette, yeah, we're gonna go in with this Limit shade. So I'm just gonna start lightly dusting that on the outer corner and just bringing that up to meet that first shade we put on. This Nooner shade from the same palette, which is a little bit of a darker matte. I'm going to pat that color where I want it and then gonna blend. Look forward. So I'm gonna bring that first shade up and into this crease, because again, she doesn't have a very defined crease naturally, so we're gonna create one. So I'm gonna use Rimmel Scandaleyes, and I love this because it's super blendable and it has a little bit of a sheen in it, which I don't mind for bridal. So I want you to look down, and I'm going to wiggle that as close to the lash line as possible. I'm not making a thick line. So again, she doesn't have a very big lid, so we're keeping this line very, very low and just wiggling it right in between the lashes. See how that defines without weighing her eye down? I'm going to tight line her on the top in here, and this is waterproof, which is good, so it won't transfer down on her waterline. You definitely want to do this because you don't want any white gaps in between your lashes and your liner. Alright, I'm going to take the pencil and do a little bit just on the outer edge of her eye. Look up. So with this little Dior palette, we're getting fancy. We're gonna take this shade, this pinky white shade, for her lid. And then I'm gonna go in with this gray shade right here and just buff that a little bit on the outside. We're gonna go in with this Black Heat shade right here just to define the lash line. Okay. I wanted to add a little bit more of a peachiness to this look, so I'm going in with this shade right here, which is a MakeupCait blush, actually, in shade Bliss. So we added some mascara. I used L'Oreal's Voluminous Mascara and Waterproof. I'm gonna add lashes after. So all I did, close your eyes, I added a little bit of that peachiness, and I'm gonna take the Tom Ford Shimmer Block. It's not a solid shimmer, it's more like a sparkle. When the sun hits it right, it just glistens and it's so pretty. So just popping that right on the lid. We're gonna mix Whoa. We're gonna mix some Makeup Forever as well as the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. So I'm gonna buff over that with the IT Cosmetics buffing brush. Best brush.
Hope I'm not this pale when I'm a bride.
Buffing that in with a brush, and then I'll go over it with a beauty blender. Alright, now we're going to go in with my concealer. We're using Tarte Shape Tape, which is a great concealer, especially for bridal, because it is full coverage and it's going to last. I'm using shade Light Medium. I'm using this to conceal as well as highlight. With Fair Neutral and the same Tarte Shape Tape, we're going to highlight the rest of her face so it's just a little bit brighter. So we're going to go in with our contour shades right here. Just kind of mix a little bit of them all. I'm going to use the Translucent Setting Powder by Mercier, and before we do that, I'm going to make sure there's absolutely no creases. I'm going to set the rest of her face with MAC Mineralize Skin Finish. I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Pro Fusion. This is a waterproof bronzer, so it's perfect for bridal. I'm going to use this cream blush by Tom Ford, and I'm just going to brush that over a large portion of her cheek. Over top of that, I'm going in with my Milani Bella Bellini blush, similar to NARS Orgasm. This is not going to be sparkly, it's more of like a sheen glow. I'm going to spray it with a little bit of setting spray just to make it a little bit more wet looking. Pretty. And I like to, when she smiles, I like to bring that smile a little bit on her cheeks. And then bring it a little bit on the forehead, the tip of her nose, on her Cupid's bow. I'm going to bring that in here too. And we're going to finish the eyes really quick. We're going to put a nude pencil on her waterline. And we're going to take a little bit of shadow underneath her eye just to pull everything together. Okay, we're going to go in with this Tom Ford color in shade Julian, which is a really pretty pink. To make it last, we're going to put a first layer. She's going to pat it off. We're going to go in with another layer, and this is just going to allow it to stay a little bit longer. And then a third time. And then over top of that, I'm gonna go in with my Rihanna Gloss Bomb. I'm gonna set her brows with Anastasia Brow Gel. I'm gonna take my contour shade that I used in her eye, the Fawn, and I'm going to contour her nose, barely anything on the brush, right down the nose. Right into that eye. And then on the tip. And what I like to do with this like clean, fluffy brush, nothing on it, I'm just going to lightly buff. Before I go in with my lashes, I'm going to set her with an all-nighter setting spray by Urban Decay. Close your eyes. Don't move until it dries. So I'm using Poisey Kiss lashes from the drugstore. I already put Duo Lash Glue on. I waited till it was tacky. I'm placing that right in the center of her lid and then attaching the corners. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. You should like and subscribe and comment below. Follow me on Instagram. That's where you're gonna see all content daily. Thanks for watching. Thanks. Do we look alike? I don't know that we do right now. Right now we don't. It's your blue eyes. Blue eyes.